What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, doing a late night, probably like less than an hour show, because I just want to clarify, if you had 90 days, what would you do, right? I really believe people are like, oh my God, I need this bad negative information because it'll wake me up and I'll do something different. Whatever you've currently been doing, you will continue to do. This is the nature of people. This is the nature of people. Now, if I came on here and said, listen, you guys, people are hungry in the streets. There's no money in their pockets. There's no jobs. Unemployment's higher than you think it is. All this other stuff. Some of you would be like, okay, I could have told you that. And a lot of you would go, okay, now what are we going to do about it? If you weren't paying attention a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you won't be paying attention now. CJ the Traveler, thank you. I just want to give you this. I'm going to give y'all the 90-day what I think you should do if you had 90 days. And I'm going to just take a simple 0 to 100,000. Somebody says, hey, Erica, oh my God, this economy, I want to make 0 to 100,000. Immediately your friends and family going to go, the unemployment is high. The cough of corona is high. It's just exploding everywhere after 72 hours. It's everywhere. There are going to be people who are going to browbeat you into low-level living and thinking. Now, I ended up talking to a guy. I went over to their warehouse. This kid is making $1 million a month. And I was talking to his brother. And long and the story short, he was like, yeah, I really love where our family's from and where I went to college, but the town is in such poverty. Now, this is in the best years, economic years everywhere, right? And I said, there's a college in the town. He said, yeah, the college basically gives everybody jobs. And the houses are like for 20 grand for sale. And the downtown looks like 1950s. And I started laughing because I said, yeah, and those houses will still be for 20 grand after all this is over. And those same people will still be living in that town after it's over. People will still send their kids to that small college because guess what? The police are always patrolling, making sure what? The townies don't mess with the kids. Why? Because the kids are the bread and butter of that town. Now somebody's gonna say, well, no, Erica, nobody's going to college anywhere. All the colleges is closed. Okay. Why am I telling you this? Because even if I say, hey, right now, you got 90 days to go get whatever credit you think you're going to get. You got 90 days to go out and go get it. Because if not, you're going to be sitting in a permanent underclass. You got 90 days to go change your life. Because if you don't, you're going to be stuck. Would that make you act different? I think not. When I sit here and watch video after video of people at Myrtle Beach turn up, people in Atlanta turn up, people in Florida turn up. And again, I get it. A lot of you are married, you got kids. Oh, I'm home with my kids. I'm home with my husband. Let me tell you, as a young person who's not married, guess where we're at? Outside, at the parks, at the beach, looking for folk, hanging out, because that's what we do. Because we don't have kids, okay? And we don't have spouses to sit in the house with. Okay, so we're going to be what? Outside. And what do we live in a country where 50% of people aren't married? So when people try to sit here and go, no, it's going to be terrible. Everybody's at home. They're just going to sit at home. They're going to be terrified and sit at home. No. All my single friends right now are like, let's get out of this damn house. All my married friends are like, why y'all going out? It's dangerous out there. The Rona out there. No, don't go. And we're like, we're going to be at the water today. See y'all later, okay? Do you know how many calls I've got from boating people who, when I called them last year to do the boat party, they were so busy now they're like blowing up on them. Hey, Miss Williams, we're just seeing if you guys are still doing the boat party. We have great prices for you this year. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. Calling for business, continuing to be open. Because the summer is where the summer is. Now, why am I talking about this? There's a segment of our population that are kind of incubated. You got your wife, you got your kids at the house, the kids ain't going to school, you got a couple laptops, y'all not killing each other, you can work from home, you're straight. Now what you need to do is just manage your debt, manage any other outside crazy debt. For those of you who are like, oh, this is bad, we might have to move. Let me just say this. You look at certain countries, Argentina to be exact, there's a segment of the working class that pretty much carry the non-working class. Now, we've always heard Rush Limbaugh and some of these people talk about this craziness, which a lot of y'all think I'm right-wing, but you know, I'm probably one of the biggest donators to some of the causes that people would call liberal. So exhausting. But here's the thing. We've had it to a little bit of a degree in America, but we really gonna have it. We're really gonna have, see what happens is people are on this unemployment, and this happened last recession. Don't believe me, you can go look it up for yourself, okay? You can go look it up for yourself. Last recession, all these people stayed on unemployment for 2 whole years. What happened after 2 years? They got on disability. All of a sudden they were depressed, they were this, they were that. And people say, oh, Erica, you're making this up. You got these right-wing talking points. Go look at the data. The number of people who stayed unemployed for 2 years and then all of a sudden were on disability right after. Because guess what? Yeah, once you get used to getting a check and staying at home and you're out of the marketplace, and now you got to go back, it's going to be hard. It's just going to be hard. Okay? Now, I wanted to do this video to talk about 0 to 100,000. Now, many people say, oh, here she goes talking about how to make a 6 figures. Everybody can't make 6 figures. Again, if you believe you can't, then you can't, okay? Right now, you have to focus on needs. If you can get one person to pay you $25,000 a year and you can get 4 people to do that, you're at 6 figures. Now, you're going to say, Erica, whoa, I can't get anybody to pay me $25,000. What is $25,000 divided by 12 months? $2,000 a month. Are you telling me you don't have skills enough to convince somebody to pay you $2,000 a month? We need to start there. There's a problem. Now, I wrote out a list of things that young people-ish like to do, right? So I put marketing, sales, credit repair. You see a lot of credit repair people, YouTube assistant, real estate caller, which I'm going to change the title, and social media marketing, right? The social media marketing people are people who are like, oh, your website sucks, your traffic, your marketing sucks. What is everybody searching for right now? Traffic, sales, income, coming in their business. So here you come to this person and say, listen, if you pay me $2,000 a month, and let's even break it down smaller. If you pay me $520 a week, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to get you more people to traffic to your website. I'm going to get more comments on Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to take photos. I'm going to do it all, right? Your job in that transaction, once you get that one person, is you can get other clients. But I would strongly suggest to you the method I've been taught in many seminars and invested a lot of money into that seminar, is going to find the person with the money, right? In social media marketing and real estate, a lot of people are going to find the person with money. What does that mean, the person with money? The person with money is someone who owns a business, they own a big business, or they own a business that might struggle. There's a lot of levels to it, but in everybody's hometown, you can go find a person or the 5 to 6 families that got the money in town. And guess what you're doing? You're going to help them fix a need. Fix a need. What is a need? Right? You see somebody's website is not great. You see their Facebook isn't great. You see a lot of this stuff isn't great. What would you do? Hey, I can fix this and I can manage it, because 9 times out of 10, when you're talking to a lot of people doing business, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this or that. I'm too busy doing this. I'm too busy marketing. I'm too busy on phone calls. I'm too busy running this business to do social media. And that's where you can get in. That's where you can get in, because not only does it provide you as the person who, hey, look, I came and brought you all this traffic. You also position yourself as the person who needs to manage it consistently. Now, if you get them at 2,000 and you start building up the traffic, you start running Facebook ads, you start doing all this different stuff, now you can start negotiating for more. Prime example, again, I keep telling y'all this example, Jabril does ads. He said he'd rather be recognized as an ad man than a a traveler, or the Black guy that travels, because for him, he's making $3 million a month, $3 million a year, because he's the Budgetista's ad man. And when he decided to do her ads with her, he gets 50% of that, whatever she makes, right? But that starts when you come in at a low level. Hey, I want to grow with your company. I want to help your company grow. That's where you come in at. And that's why I said 25,000 a year, right? Next, real estate caller. Now, prime example. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, Erica, I could just be my own wholesaler. I could be my own this. I could be my own that. Guess what? We're talking to people who what? Don't got no money. People love telling you how they can do something themselves. If you could have done it yourself, you'd already be doing it. That's why you go find people with the money. That's why you go find people in a particular place who need those things. You go find somebody in real estate you want to go work for. Again, don't take my word on it. Go look at Max Maxwell. Go look at a lot of these guys in the real estate space. The guys you see partner with them is guys who started out making calls for them. Look at Grant Cardone and Jared Glant. Jared Glant has become a multimillionaire by working for Grant Cardone as what? A caller and sales and marketing and working his way up. Okay. Prime example. If you have somebody say, hey, listen, man, I want to come work for you, but I really need at least $2,000 a month and 10% of whatever we close on deals, right? You come to this person and go, listen, I'm gonna do 30 to 40 calls a day. I'm gonna drive for dollars 3 to 5 hours. If you can do what? Provide the gas. Okay. And then I'm gonna build for you. I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna follow up. I'm gonna go find people who can close these contracts, right? Okay. And you're going to say, well, Erica, if I could do that, I could do that for myself. I could drive 3 to 4 hours every day myself and add to a deal machine or add to lists we call. I can call 30 or 40 people myself. Again, we're talking to people who don't have no money. This is the problem. What people don't understand is people are quick to tell you they can do it themselves, but 90% of the time, can you do it at the level that it will? I'm talking about every day in here on a phone, 30 to 40 calls, drive for 3 to 5 hours. Then you're meeting with people, you're following up with people, you're emailing people, you're writing people. I know someone's going to watch this video and say, well, I can do all that myself and I could just be a wholesaler myself. Well, are you yourself going to get $3,000 a month? Actually, Jared started at $2,500. I went to one of the Grant Cardone's business boot camps. Jared actually started at like $2,500 in California, which is like atrocious. And then he went up more, but you are right on. You're spot on. And why do I bring that up? Why do I bring that up? Because again, imagine someone giving you a gas card, a fleet card, or giving you a gift card to what's the name of the gas station over here? Trying to think of one of the name of gas stations, Exxon or something, right? They give you a $200 a week gift card for gas every week. And you're going to show them that, hey, look, I wrote down this many places. I did this, I did that. And I'm making calls for you. I'm driving for you. And I'm going to get 10% of it once we close it. You can pitch that to somebody, you can win them. And now if you're starting to show that you're closing, now you're talking about 10%, right? Let's say this company is picking up, I don't know, rentals, right? So now you're like, oh, wait, I'm not going to get paid like that. But guess what? They can give you bonuses. They can give you check. There's just different things they can do. And I think a lot of people are fighting what is common sense at this moment. What's going to happen this recession happened last recession. I know people are like, this is the Great Depression. We're all going to be starving. We're going to be crawling under the tables, eating crumbs. There's no food. Like there was an article that said 36% of people ran out of food last month. Now, I'm not being that person. But between the food banks, between the churches, again, we're going back to community. And again, I know somebody's going to be like, Erica, not the church. The church is the #1 provider in the United States. That's right. And actually most of the world. #1 provider of medical treatment and food in the United States. So again, talk what you want about those churches. I get you guys are like anti whatever. That's cool. But numbers are numbers. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Who gives Pookie and Ray Ray children book bags every year and cuts their hair? Business people in churches. So anyway, part of why I keep harping on this is you're going to have a lot of absorption. Now you're like, what do you mean, Erica? What do I mean? You ever seen a house where the grandma living there, then cousin sometime live there because he ain't got a job, and then the other cousin come to grandma's house, and then like, oh, she got kids, so we need to make sure she has room for her and her kids. This happens every recession, every time families act a little funky. This is what will happen. This is why, and I really like harp on the real estate side of things, because I'm gonna be careful. Because I know people will buy real estate to the end of time, to the beginning of time, to whenever. And part of I think I was listening to Jason Black and somebody else's show the other day and earlier today, and they were talking about Crenshaw. Now immediately when you think of Crenshaw, you think, oh my God, Boys in the Hood, the violence, California gangs. No. No. We're talking about Crenshaw over there where Nipsey Hussle got killed. No. They're already planning for the subway to come through there, for all this kind of certain type of living. And if you start looking at the maps where you see the economic development, they're going to have people who are poor or who are there in a tiny box. You're going to have police on this side. You're going to have subways on this side. You're going to have these high rises on this side. You're going to have certain type of people living in those neighborhoods. And guess what? You're either going to pay taxes or you're going to do what? Leave, move further out to the suburbs. Again, every time I'm in Austin and someone's complaining, oh man, the prices of living here. Oh Lord, the prices is so high. And I go, well, where are you going to move? I'll move to Round Rock or Pflugerville. Well, honey, you're already 5 years behind. All the people that were proactive and not reactive left the Pflugerville, left there and got USDA loans before when you put no money down, USDA loans, just in case you didn't. They already moved 5 years ago. Now here you go moving to Pflugerville when it's 53,000 people and conveniently over the 50K you need to have the no money down loan. So now you either got to move further out to Hutto, further out past Manor, further out past Elgin. You got to keep moving further out. Why? Because you're not being proactive. So I get it. I know people want to hear the negative. They want me to read, boom, bear, and bust. They want me to go negative Nancy. Everything's falling out of the sky. But here's what I do know. All the tech is still hiring. There's several people who are scared to show their face, and I would love to put them up there where they got tech jobs during this thing. That's why I'm making this week called Tech Week. I have a girl coming on tomorrow, Monday. Cybersecurity, loves talking about it. It's going to be a great show. Then Tuesday, I have Kamoy and Chris coming on. Wednesday, I have a different cybersecurity person or Salesforce. I think I have a Salesforce person. Why? Because this channel is trying to get you to understand that life goes on. And I get it. There's a lot of people saying, well, Erica, how dare you? Somebody even put in the comments, you need to stop being so negative, because there's a lot of single mothers that look like you, that work hard, and they don't have nobody to fall back on. Honey, that's called personal responsibility. Everybody I know builds community. Every single mom you know should build community. All these people should be building community. Now, what does community mean? Community, people you eat with, people you dine with, people you go to soccer leagues with, people your kids play sports. See, this is the problem when people say they're single moms and they aren't participating in sporting or church. Not a hood church, I mean a real church, okay? I'm talking about one with programs for kids and teenagers. These are things that you should be participating in because you are a single mom. And bashing people who basically suggest to you to take personal responsibility is wrong. There's a ton of white women out there who are single moms, actually close to 35 million. But we aren't out here giving them, oh, it's okay, Susie, you're a single mom. No. Most of the single white moms I know at church right now are engineers or work somewhere in software. Now, they may not be engineers. They may work at somewhere in the company, some kind of administrative level, but they knew, you know what I got to do? I got to go get a job that pays. Can't work at Denny's. Can't work at Wendy's. Can't work over here, can't deliver pizzas. I gotta go get a job that pays, because somehow I've ended up in a situation where I'm responsible for young people's life and we need money to survive. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Am I so wrong to ask you to figure out how you, who laid down and had the fun, can lay down and make the money? or stand up and make the money is what I really mean. But you know what I'm saying? Again, we're keeping in this played out position where people want to give you a sob story. We all have stories. I remember Gary Vee was on a stage one time and he was like, oh, that's really sad, but guess what? Nobody cares. And when he said that, people were like, oh. He's like, no, hear me out. You know, you're a single woman, you're this, you're a black woman, you're a minority, but guess what? Nobody cares. It's a great story, but nobody cares. And if you want to take it to another level, a lot of these white and Hispanic girls and some black girls, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. They're in these certain jobs where they're around guys in IT and tech and around guys in blue collar, and they're very fit and slim, married. Well, I tell you, I can roll across a lot of stuff right now and show y'all all kind of ridiculousness on Facebook where people, oh, I got married, y'all, I'm so happy. And it'd be a guy, you'd be like, oh, where's she at? And then they show you the girl and be like, oh, she got kids? Oh, but she's a size 4. Oh, okay, it's okay, man. Again, people want to be loved, needed, wanted, and respected. These things play out every single day in America. So when people sit here and act like the sky has fallen, the stock market will crash. Guess what? Every day there is a difference between a gambler and an actual stock market person. You look at Terry, you look at all these investors, guess what they do? They have techniques and trades where they do little stuff every day, little stuff. They trade stocks that move $1 a day every day. They do options. Again, you got Todd Milley out here selling a course, and there's hundreds of people showing screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of them making hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars in the middle of a Rona. And so you have to say at some point, are you deciding that your next 90 days are going to be horrible, or are you deciding you're not? I could sit here and go, man, listen, they really going to cut the credit down, y'all. I've been saying that for 2 years. How much longer do you want me to say? Like, hey, man, better go get your credit fixed. People still in the comments ask, well, should I get my credit fixed? If not now, when you going to do it? You've been asking for 2-3 years when you going to do it. When are you going to do it? I remember I was talking to this guy and he said, well, won't they just pay their bills? And I laughed and I was like, well, that's an easy answer. You know, sometimes they have to get stuff off their credit. And he just laughed like, won't they pay their bills? That was literally his answer, and it was funny. So, I mean, so part of why even that real estate caller, like the person I'm hiring for here in the office, think about that. Someone's giving you a gas card. Someone's getting you to just ring the phone all day. And all you have to do is just learn how to ring the phone and make spreadsheets and follow up. And you're getting paid for it, man. You can't beat it. So again, I mean, you can look at Max Maxwell, you can look at Tony the Closer, you can look at a lot of people. That's literally what they're paying. So again, marketing and sales. Again, Jerry Glant, we talked about him, but there are always companies that are looking for sales, like someone to do what? Either outdoor sales or this sales. Now, would I be an outdoor salesman right now? No, probably not. I wouldn't be an outdoor salesman. I'm just saying personally, I don't need the money like that, but I know some people do. But I've seen companies that have the roofing sales, what do you call them? Solar panel sales, all kind of stuff. And it's not a bad gig if you can get it, because it teaches you people skills and you're on the internet with a lot of people. Again, if you go type in marketing or sales, those companies are hiring every day. And they're paying bare minimum, yes, $2,000, $2,500 a month. Why? Because they know if they can't do 100% commission, that'd just be too much for some people. That's all. Kamoy, this is very true. And there's nothing wrong with people thinking, yeah, I should be my own boss. But do you have your own boss habits? Do you even show up to work on time? Do you do a lot of stuff on time? Now, prime example, when I worked at Lowe's, there was a guy who was late 37 times. They never fired him. They just never did, right? And I remember I would be there early enough some mornings. It was grueling. And it'd be like 5, 6 a.m. You have these contractors with their staff in there. They're loading the trucks up. They're ready. Gone. 7 a.m. they out of there. Then you have that second batch. 9, 10, 11, picking up supplies. I'm like, you don't even have a full work day. You're going to go take you guys to go get lunch. Then by the time you go get lunch, I'm going to go back over there and work till maybe 4, 5, 6:30 at the latest. That other guy who started at 7 and 8 a.m., they already got their day rolling. They probably already done. So do you have the habits to work for yourself? A lot of people love talking about how they're going to work for themselves. They're going to do this for themselves. And I'll be sitting there like, are you? You don't even have the habits to keep yourself going right now. So, what's my other one? Credit repair, same thing. Again, there's a lot of there's a lot of Asian Credit Felix, Credit Ninja, all these people. Again, I know people hate hearing this, but people are still going to be buying houses. People are still going to be buying cars. People are still going to be buying stuff. People are still going to want to get their credit repaired. People are still going to try to get a credit card or two. I mean, all these things are going to continue to happen. I know I'm just some girl on the internet who just almost made $1 million. Basically, this year going to try to make $4 million, and I'm buying up businesses. I mean, but what do I know? What do I know? You know, what do I know? Who is this Liz Hatch? Okay. You know, exactly. People they hate the church, but they ran down to St. John's Hospital trying to get that free stuff. Free 99. Curtis Davis. Oh, it's just beginning. And again, when people sit here and argue with me about, oh, you know, people are going to do this, listen. People are already strategizing how they can move up to the next neighborhood. Even if they wait, they're like, okay, you see that neighborhood over there? That's $500,000 homes. Okay, if we let the economy come down just a little bit, then we can move over there to them $500,000 homes, baby. What do you think? And I know everybody's like, nobody's buying a home, Erica. It's going to be a bloodbath in 2021. Listen to me. There's some man, there's some woman right now who've been in their head conditioned to buy their dream home, and they gonna buy it. Stop. They're gonna buy it. It is what it is. They're going to buy it. Again, people are like, oh, prices, everything's gonna be 50% off. I was watching where somebody was showing on Zillow, a house had been on the market for 808 days in California. Guess what? They were not lowering the price. And it was low. It was low. It was low price. And I was like, man, even in California? Nope, not lowering price. Why? I know everybody's like, no, the rate's gonna be $2. It's gonna be $2 for houses. Again, just like I told you about the Pennsylvania place where the students are there. The house is already 20 grand. How much lower can they go? The cost of materials. The cost of materials for you to even build another house. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, again. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Congratulations. Yeah. Graham Steffens. Okay, I mean, again. Oh yeah, I believe it. And I get everybody's like, oh, you know, Texas is this or that, but it's not even about Texas. You can go look right now, and don't quote me. Go look this stuff up so you don't be like, Erica's making this stuff up. She's making it up with her right-wing talking points. Go look it up, okay? Forbes Boomtown. This is out of Forbes magazine, Boomtown list 2016. It names off like 16 towns that were boomtowns. Anybody who goes and looks this up on Forbes, you will see every single city they name has already been booming for 5 to 7 years before they even put them on the list. And now they will continue to boom. And they're also the towns that the California businesses are leaving. Now, somebody said, well, California is the best thing ever in the United States. It makes all this money, this economy. Oh, okay. If California stops producing fruit, will we get fruit out of Florida? Yeah. If something, I hate to be this negative. Let's just say something happened. They said New York is shut for 2 years. What happens to Northwest Mutual? What happens to all these economic engines of finance in New York? Guess what? They have a bunch of headquarters everywhere else. They have headquarters in Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Virginia, Texas, California. They got headquarters everywhere. Guess who is number 2 to the magnificent economic engine that you think New York is? London. Go look this up. Don't quote me, baby. Go look it up for yourself. London is the financial powerhouse. I know the Queen in England, and oh, Erica, that's not true. Go look it up. I ain't making this up. When people get promotions out of New York, where do they go? London, Hong Kong, Singapore. Again, I know everybody's like, you're jealous of California and New York, Erica. You're just jealous because we have like great weather and 500,000 homeless people. You're just a jealous person. Yes, I'm so jealous. I mean, you got me there, buddy. I'm jealous of the rat size of cats in New York. I'm jealous. Boy, I wish I could live somewhere that smelled like pee. I mean, I would really be that way. Very played out. It's so ridiculously played out. Facts. They do. And listen, I'm talking to a lady right now. I was trying to hire her for the second office. And I offered her some money. And she was like, oh, I used to make 68,000 where I was before. I was like, well, 68? Administrative position. Yeah. In one of these software companies, administrative. She just wants to be closer to home, and all the people there are so young and it's exhausting, and she wants to work for a smaller company, but still want to be paid 68,000 a year. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. So again, listen, every major city you see, go look up the economic plans for it. People act like I'm making this up. Money don't sleep, but it do get bored. Yeah, they have. It's possible. Again, yin oak. Everybody in your sphere should be accountable. Everybody in your sphere should be accountable. Every single person you talk to should be accountable. I don't know, and I'm going to say this, and this is not to be ugly. If you know a person's a bum, and I'm just using a loose term, would you hang out with said person? You'd be like, oh, no, I'm not a bum. I can't hang out with that bum. If somebody was wild and reckless and dangerous and unaccountable, had no accountability, would you hang out with that person? Would you associate with such people? No, you wouldn't. Now, I want to be very careful that sometimes people lack accountability. That's just all there is to it on both sides. They lack accountability. Their moms overhelp, their grandmas overhelp, everybody's paying their bills and doing all such. But guess what? We don't have to be devil's advocate. That woman made those kids with that man. So what does that make her? Accountable. Should he help? Sure. In perfect world, yeah. Okay. I know. Crazy, right? Crazy adults should be accountable. That's a crazy thought. Software QA, software admin. So I'm telling you, software security, there's so many tech writer. I mean, all these jobs that women can occupy. Sorry, nobody's really kind of feeling this. Nobody has the pity party stories. They're like, okay, what you gonna do about it? I remember somebody was feeding me a story, and I'm not gonna name their name, but they were feeding me a story. I said, listen, 5 years ago, I was freaking delivering pizzas in 100-degree Texas sun. I don't want to hear it. What are you going to do about it? You going to sit here and feel sorry for yourself, or are you going to go get you a bank account and go get this other job and go work? What are you going to do? It's a decision. And even if I told you, look, you got 90 days to figure out that credit, 90 days to figure out where you're going to live, because, you know, some people are like, oh, all these people are going to be moving south. Even if you move south, what's the game plan? Just cheaper rent? And I've met people like that. Man, I can't wait to move to Texas. I've got one of our drivers leaving New York right now. Leaving New York at 55 years old to relocate him and his wife down here because their daughter already relocated down here a year ago. And they said, yeah, we were just going to stay in New York, but, you know, my wife's ready to go to Texas now. So we're going to relocate. Well, how close are you to this area? I was like, Round Rock? Austin? You're going to have to research. You're 55 years old. I cannot hand walk you through figuring out where you want to live if you're coming here to relocate. Your daughter lives here. Get her to get on the computer. Google, look up apartments, call an apartment manager. You know, like I literally had to say, listen, I can hand you a few people who can recommend you for apartment locators. I can't tell you as your employer where you should live. You're too much. You're an adult. I can't do that. You're an adult. Does that make sense? I can't smokehouse. I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna go there. Well, that's good, Lizzie Hatch. No, Stephanie, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Listen, let me tell you something. Use your story to get you in the door. The reason so many people have been overwhelmingly helping me every bit of the way. They're like, I remember this woman said, "Man, I see you. You're like, you're going up, and I just want to help push you up." And I'm like, "Thank you." People will help you wherever you are in the level of your journey, but you got to actually a little bit there help yourself too. Yep, people been talking about that. Yeah. Oh yeah, Curtis. Oh yeah. Curtis, listen. And here's the thing. Right now, Toyota and several places are letting you have 7-year car payments. Come on, man. Sales never plays out. It depends on what company you're working for. Depends on what sales you're talking about. I told you about my friend who's in Dubai. All he does, he is like literally making $280,000 a year as a salesperson. Nuts and bolts in Dubai. It's the weirdest thing you've ever heard of. But like literally, you're like, what? Sherlock Holmes, you have to understand, there's only 8,000 companies on the stock market. That's me just doing overall. There's 30 million companies in America. You're talking about a slice, a sliver of America. Sliver. It's not connected anymore. It's just not. And that's okay. 10 a.m. is, thank you. 10 a.m. is way too late to start a construction group. Okay, Lizzie Hatch. Let's see where we're at. I'm really not. Listen, and I'm a big believer in doing your own thing. I'm the #1 believer in doing your own thing. But again, collaboration, working together. I mean, there's so much I could say. There's a couple people right now who I'm giving like $1,500 a month to. And if they do well the next 45 days, I would be willing to pay them $5,000 a month. If it benefited me and it knocked up my company's sales, it ramped things up for me. Everybody I'm bringing them along with me and paying them well. Trust me, several people are getting paid thousands of dollars a month. Like, it's not even a joke. There you go. There was an article this guy shared, and if I might share it, but I'm scared I might get kicked off of here on the internet. But long story short, it was where they ordered Black women in America to have jobs. This is right after slavery. And it was actually really disturbing to me because clearly the women want to stay home and work and stay home with their kids and raise their kids. And literally you had these people forcing these people to work. And so now we live in America where you got choices. You can be a stay-at-home wife. You can do this. You don't have to work outside your home. But again, a lot of it is choice. And people are like, America's the worst. Okay. I know people right now who are in their 40s who've moved in with their mothers, with their kids. And that's where they're going to be. I know they're like, oh, no, it's temporary, Erica. I'm going to, I just got this divorce and I'm going to move out and do this. And I know several other women, this is where they're going to be. The next 10 years of their life, they're going to be living with their mom or living with their parents again. What about Waco? I mean, Waco has rode the wave off of the home flipping and off of Chip and Joanna games and Baylor College. Oh my God. See what I'm saying? And then they go, these are the same men, and I'm being careful here, the same men who are like, man, you can't make no money being no painter. You can't make no money being a plumber. You can't make no money doing this. And you're like, how are you on time? Do you show up on time? Again, that part. No, this is new construction. This is new construction in a part of California. That's why people are like, oh, everything's gonna be a fire sale. Everything. They're gonna 2-3 years, they're gonna sell. Listen to me. I was gonna do this thing where I linked it, but I couldn't. It's an article talking about foreclosures. There is a rapper, and if y'all can find this, let me know. I'll put it in the comments. He stayed in a mansion. Let me clarify, a mansion for 10 years through foreclosure. 10 years. Foreclosed on, been there 10 years. Finally was like, oh, I'm moving out because, we can't agree in the court. This is a $7 million home and they could not agree for 10 years. Okay, 10 years, y'all. Now, they already showed you in parts of Maryland where people been in foreclosed homes since 2011. Still there. Oh, we didn't realize. They showed you the woman who lived in the house for 8 years, almost 10 years in Detroit. They're showing you people, person after person after person, living in these homes in foreclosure for 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But people want you to believe, yeah, these foreclosures are going to take them all out. We're going to have houses everywhere. Really? These people going to get out of their house? Or are they going to do what? Oh, I had the Rona. Oh, I got laid off. Oh, it was in forbearance. Oh, I sent some money. Listen, debt cures. What is that book called? Whatever, Debt Cures 101. There's a reason people play that game of they send a little money, then they don't. They send a little money, then they don't. Trust me. Trust me. A lot of these houses, a lot of these mortgage companies already know they're going to spend the next 10 years getting some of these people out. I can tell you right now, I remember sending a letter to a house down the street for like 3 years. I'm like, my mom's like, please stop. I'm like, no, they got to sell. They been for it. What's going on? Couldn't have found his son and his wife was living there. The father lived across town in his other house. He didn't care about that house. His son was staying there for 3 years, foreclosed and all. Still staying there. And finally, property preservation, got it finished, closed out. Again, I know somebody who worked in property preservation. They just now ran out of houses to close up and fix up from foreclosures from 2010 and 2009. And we're in 2020. And he was like, man, I got to do a different business. I was like, well, you really don't. Because if you wait a minute, you're going to have some more business, okay? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I know people want you to believe that, but I'm just letting you know. I just know what I know. I know what I know. Again, thank you, Romero Constantine. Bought your tax lien course out here in Florida. So much go nuggets in there. We already working with them OTC. Same here in Florida. Price not dropping much. Just more foreclosures. Listen, when people sit here and go, Erica, don't buy a house. Oh no, Erica, don't buy a house. You shouldn't buy a house, Erica, because it's the economy, Erica, the economy. I live in Austin, Texas. Every day, hundreds of companies are moving here, relocating here. There are literally, I'm going to see if I can go by and take a picture. There's a company built a little warehouse and they put a sign out front saying, we didn't start in Texas, but we ran to get here. Thank you for letting us come to Texas. This is the sign they put in front of their building on a billboard. They're that dedicated, bro. That's why when people say here like, oh no, Erica, don't buy a house. I'm like, where I bought my house, I'm so close to where they're going to have Apple. I could commute to work if I worked at Apple. Okay. Where my friends are living right now, their house went from $362,000 to $468,000. Apple not even here yet. They just building across the street from where they live. Palo Alto, does everybody know where that is? Or if you don't, it's okay. It's a place in California. I'm like, these prices, it's about to be them prices. And I know people like, no, it's a recession. These people can't do it, Erica. People, even if they work remotely, are going to do what? Have a home that has an extra room for an office so that they can work remotely. I'm actually not. I'm actually an independent. My whole family's pretty spot on long-term conservative views. Having a business, taking care of your children, leaving a legacy. Those crazy ideals. Thank you for the fill. Get it. Live your dream. You can move anywhere. $68K. No, she's here in Texas. Here in Texas, making $68K as administrator. Oh, thank you, Sherlock Holmes. Boom. 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 Dan, the mentor. Yes, I manage a team of 20 associates. They all lack drive, accountability, and ethics. Dan, the mentor. Isn't that's the sad part? That not only am I got this building, you know, the room beside me, and I'm going to have a team over there. I'm going to have to manage the team. Now I got to find an office manager, right? So I was talking with my friend who's helping me do the hiring, and she was like, stop calling him an office manager. He isn't an office manager. An office manager manages the people in the office. I was like, oh, excuse me. It's like, he is just a logistics manager. And like, you know, I'm not on to that corporate level speak, but when I thought about it, I'm like, she's right. There will be a day where I'm going to be busy on the road. Y'all going to have to, there's going to be a manager managing. Oh, yeah. I mean, but that Inglewood thing, yeah, that's been a while. Oh, yeah, I'll be doing YouTube tech this whole week. So I'll have some good people on. You know, Ryan, I would not be surprised, especially after everybody was on Instagram taking screenshots and getting $150,000. They was doing too much. I was like, hey, y'all, shh. I mean, I've seen people take a picture of their 150K and then go on boat parties. Again, I posted on Facebook about private planes. Immediately, several people like, who can afford that? Okay, well, I'm sorry you're poor. But there are a lot of people right now as we speak. Private plane industry is blowing up. The flights are full. The bookings are full. Why? Because if you're a pilot and you have skill and you say, Erica, the airlines, they're going to lay all these people off. What are you going to do as a pilot? What does Grant Cardone's pilot do right now? Grant Cardone pilot is not only a pilot, he actually even works in his investment company. Okay? Why? Because it's proximity factor. And I'll do a whole video on that. I'm going to pre-record it. Proximity factor is important. So. I'm not even going to go there. Boom. Well, actually, a lot of people have, oh yeah, for the car sales, a lot of people are getting the EIDL and they're getting 12 months, no payments, and then 30 years at 3.75%, which is absolutely crazy. Yep, mom kept kids for 23 years, word of mouth, no college. Candace, it's not even that. There's a lot of people playing the game. Does that make sense? It's not even just the Fed. There's certain groups playing the game, the day traders, and again, people are like, oh, there's not that much people in the retail sector. Again, there's a whole ocean of people who are on this level, right? And we hate that. We hate the thought of someone's on a different level than you, right? There's this thing on TikTok where these kids are like, my best friend's rich. And then they show these kids who live in these amazing homes with all these cars and these Lambos. And people are like, oh, that's such a small part of the population. Okay. There are people who move way out. Right now, I can tell you right now, outside of Georgetown and Taylor, there's a girl you would think her family is loaded. But really, they just live far out in Taylor. And they own a business. That's all. They just move further out so they can build a big old house. Birdman's brother? No. There's another guy. He's in New Jersey. Is it New Jersey or Maryland? I think it was Maryland. It was a mansion in Maryland. And him and his wife, he's a rapper, were staying in this house for freaking almost 10 years, man. They were in there for a long time talking about, oh, we couldn't agree. And he didn't even feel any kind of pressure. He was like, yeah, we just couldn't agree. Easy, Douglas. It's paperwork forever. It's courts forever. It's, trust me, on paper, you could be in the process of foreclosure for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You can keep going to court and saying, no, I paid. What are you talking about? Oh, I have this document. People, they do paper games, but a lot of times it's just the system is overwhelmed. All the systems are overwhelmed. You can pretty much easily argue that countrywide in a lot of these places, oh, they messed up your paperwork. You're not supposed to be out of this house. See, you have a lawyer that said you're not supposed to be out of this house. Trust me. Go, if you want to get a laugh for the day, go look on all the articles on people staying in Maryland, PG County that been on foreclosed homes for 10 years. Go look up on YouTube all these people living in foreclosed homes. Like there was a one where this guy's dad had died and he stayed in there for 4 years. Only reason they got him out on the 4th year because he didn't pay the taxes. So then the city was like, what's going on? Is he not the owner of the house? Oh, get him out of there. Listen, that steam, it's good for your nose, your nostrils, your face. I'm gonna steam when I go home. Yep. There it is. That's what they do. They'll pay a little bit, claim this, claim that, pay some more. Oh no, I've been making payments. What are you talking about? What do you mean the house isn't working? Like all kind of games. Boom. My brother lived in a, there you go. I mean, listen, you don't have to believe me. You can literally go Google this on the internet. You can go watch hours of YouTube videos. You can watch the Invisible People channel, where there's a lot of homeless people on the channel, and they'll all say the same stories. Oh, I lost my house and I was just there for years, and finally they came and put me out. Well, damn, if you lost your job, you lost all this stuff, wouldn't you for 3, 4, 5 years be working, saving some money since you ain't paying the mortgage? Pay something. Yep. That's part of it. Right now, that's what people are doing right now. We have a tenant in one of our properties who's been there 4 months and she ain't making no payments. Y'all know I'm ready to get her up out of there. Y'all already know. Thank you, Ray Bickham, for Cash Apping me. I was like, where's my phone pinging? There you go. Bennett Elliott trucking it up. And there's 388 people in here. Hit the like button. You can Cash App me, you can super chat me, all that good stuff. I just try to bring y'all good stuff because I have fun with this stuff. Real Vision Finance has a great show on this. Banks can't put the home on the market, so there's no reason to rush foreclosure. That's right. People at Myrtle Beach right now, if you go look up Myrtle Beach, they wilding. I can't. Listen, did you see the story? And I'm not making fun. There was a woman who came here to Texas from Ohio, was mad because they wouldn't give her more food stamps, or they gave her food stamps for like 3 months and they wouldn't extend it, and they wouldn't extend her other stuff. And she went down there with a gun. How dare y'all? And like, I'm like, now, ma'am, now they're going to take your kids. Now they're going to take your kids. You done moved down here from Ohio. You could go work a job. You down there about to bust a cap and people over food stamps? This was a white lady. Y'all don't, like, and I know people think, oh, you're making fun of black people. No, this is a white lady. Okay? That's a white lady. And so what happens is these people move from welfare heavy states, New York, Maryland, Virginia, yeah, I said it, DC, Ohio, Pennsylvania, lots of welfare disability states that are very helpful to their population because they have to be, some of the Rust Belt areas. And they come to Atlanta, they come to South Carolina, they come to Texas, they go, they should be having a bus come out here. So I was trying to figure out, like, man, where do you live? Let me help you find the bus you need. Man, this dude lived out past Hutto. Hutto don't even have his own bus system anywhere. So now Austin has been petitioned by people in other surrounding areas to send a bus 45 minutes outside of Austin. They go pick people up and bring them down to Austin. For what? Man, if you can't afford to live in Austin, and now you move way out there in the country and you paying $500 rent, you don't have a car, you don't have nothing. Again, and people will be like, Erica, everybody can't drive. You know, some of us in New York and other places, we have great transit. Stay there then. Because you have to drive in the South. I'm sorry. We made it so horrible that you have to drive a car and responsibly get yourself somewhere. Yes, we have buses down here. Yes, we have transit down here. Yes, we have trains. But usually you have to drive. That's just all there is to it. Sorry. Again, Texas has been known for only doing 3 months of food stamps. For any adult that's able-bodied, it's a known thing. Like this, you can even Google on the internet. Like somebody was the Visible People. He was interviewing somebody, and they were in North Carolina and Charlotte. And he was like, "Man, I just can't find no job in Charlotte." I'm like, Charlotte, North Carolina, where they got hiring signs off the sides of buildings and highways. You can't find nothing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go back up to maybe Ohio, move back in with my parents to get food stamps." And I'm like, what? Again, there's ways around it. Now people are going to say, Erica, well, you know, if you're homeless, you know, you got to do this and that. Listen, if you're homeless, you can go literally put excuse me, you can literally put anybody's address down. Okay? Depending on the job, you can go put anybody's address down. There's a lot you can do. Again, a lot of people think people are going to be moving south without work. It's not a good idea. Boom. Exactly, Curtis Davis. And there's places in Austin where we have $1.7 million homes near downtown off 40th Street. It's a place off of Shoal Creek. You guys can look this up on your own time. If you go on realtor.com in Shoal Creek, Austin, Texas, you'll see all these homes for 1.7 million, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. And people are like, oh, I thought Austin was cheap. Oh yeah, Austin is cheap. That's just the business executives that live right by downtown. Then you have the business executives up here in the north part that live up here for the north. Yes, they're up here. They also, those homes eventually will be expensive too. That I could believe. I'm telling you, and all my real estate friends, they're like, oh, I'm like, are you concerned about the Rona and stuff? They're like, no, we'll just keep working. That's good. You can make them an admin assistant. Yep, true. I actually do. I do consulting 101. If any of the mods are here, just put a link in the chat. There you go. I mean, listen. From the lady's mouth, she speaketh them. Not gonna lie, I've been turning down jobs every day because the pay is just too low. Better off sticking to growing my business. And I think if that's your mindset and you actually gonna stick to it and have systems that keep you in place and keep you in check, growing your business, do it. Leave those jobs for people who really need them. So. Oh, Carla, mine are only for people who live in Austin. Like live in Austin, will show up in Austin. She can send her resume over. I mean, I have a couple different things I'm hiring for. Let me see if I might do an email out for people later. You are very late, and it's okay. The pain I'm talking about is the next 90 days. If you don't have a decision where you're trying to make, if you're not deciding what you're going to do from this Rona, because guess what? Unemployment will run out. This isn't going to be like 2009 where you're on unemployment for 2 years, and then at the end of 2 years, you're going to go get on disability. That ain't the game plan. That ain't working no more. That ain't going to do it. You have to decide. I apply for both. That's right. And honestly, $10,000 a month is very, very, very doable. People hate hearing that, but it is absolutely very doable. Listen, even when they leave, there's going to be a bunch that stay. Does that make sense? Because if you can work remotely from home and you just love California weather so much, you'll stay. It's not Jim Jones, but it was another guy. If I could figure his name out, I would definitely show it to you. But there's several rappers who've done it. The lady in the article pays her lawyer $500 per month instead of her $1,300 mortgage. Oh, shit. Listen to me. Lawyers got to work too, right? But come on, man. That lawyer is working overtime. You know what I mean? Think about that. Somebody's giving you $5 and you just keep going down there showing up. I'm sorry, it's not funny. I'm sorry, that's terrible. Thank you. Yes. I try to tell these renters here in LA before COVID happened, you are way more secure if something happens to you. If you're in a house you're paying a mortgage on, your landlord will evict you quick. Even people who are renters in houses. I've seen some of these homeowners be like, yo, hey, I know you're having a rough month, but if you can pay, what's up? And people, there used to be a thing here in Austin where they stopped letting people pay with their credit cards. And it only lasted for 6 months because all of a sudden it was like an uproar. It was in the newspaper. And then all of a sudden they had this online portal. Well, you can pay on this portal, whatever card you use. Well, what do you think people use? Credit cards. I remember talking to this kid and he was like, oh, I get all these points. And I was like, points from where? He's like, oh, I'll pay my mortgage. No, I'm not his mortgage, his rent downtown with his card. Yes, I didn't want to say that part here on the video. I didn't want to go too negative, but that is true. She shot her kids and then herself. It was very ridiculous. Yeah. I'm not really trying. I'm not trying to be tough on Ohio today, but I've had a bunch of Ohio people acting up. They've been acting up. Now, my one of my best friends is from Ohio, and he's a great person. He's lovely. I mean, right now, North Carolina's flooded with Ohio people. South Carolina has bumper stickers like "No more from Ohio." Y'all been escaping Ohio hard. Thank you. I mean, they make it sound like, oh my God, we need public transit. Well, then we might as well go to Bastrop. We might as well go to San Antonio. We might as well take a bus every day. I mean, that's literally a bus that's going to go. I mean, I literally looked at the schedule because I was like, I wonder if we should take a bus downtown. And this girl said, Erica, it would take us an hour. I was like, from here? It takes us 15 minutes to drive our car downtown. Boy, bye. We ain't get on no bus. We'll call an Uber. I can't ship it to you for no price. No. You can buy a car and you can get it shipped. There's a lot of trucks companies that do that. A lot of the ones that tow. I didn't even know that about Nas. But I could believe that because there was a time where the dude who had the super phone, Ryan Leslie, he helped Nas, Mos Def, all these rappers develop list membership sites and ways for them to make money. And then that little bit of him doing that turned the corner around for Nas, who then took a bunch of his money and invested it in, again, Ring Doorbell and several other ones. And now he's rich. Alexander, that's not the class we're talking about tonight. The basically what I was trying to get people to see earlier is some of the jobs that you can hop into 0 to 100,000. And I'm gonna say this, and I know somebody's gonna think this is ridiculous. Boating and private planes. If you're a pilot and you wanna, I know this is a tough time to say this, but helicopter pilots, private plane pilots, like there's a guy I know, he works for a couple. Literally, all he does is when they want to go to Florida, see her family, hang out, he flies them, and then he'll wait down there in Florida a few days if they want to fly right back, or he'll just come back to Austin, and he'll always have someone to pick up and someone to drop off. And literally, he owns that plane with a group of guys, like 6 other pilots, all put in together for money, for them to make money off the plane. So whoever's flying it, they make that money and they park it. There's a whole culture called plane clubs. You can look this up. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to, oh, Erica's making up this elitist lifestyle. No, seriously, go look this up. There's plane clubs. Just like you have boat clubs where 2 or 3 guys all own a boat and they take turns taking the boat outside and having a good time. You have literally plane clubs where guys all throw in. And what you're going to see is, even now, if you go look at some of the flights from California to Las Vegas, California to Arizona, they're like $200 on a private plane. That's why you see all these internet gurus, stunting on a plane, and people like, where are they getting this money? $200? That ain't no money. Oh no, who's doing that? That's bad. Listen, I invested a lot of money last night. Yeah. Yes. I don't know if that was him either, but I know. Listen, I hate to say this, but there's a lot of rappers who abuse the foreclosure system. There's a lot of basketball players. I was reading this other day about this basketball player in Minnesota. Now you know Minnesota. My thoughts on Minnesota. He was in his house for 7 years doing the same thing, and he was like, "Oh, we just couldn't reach an agreement." I'm like, "For 7 years, homie, you was just playing the system. Just be honest. Just say you ain't have it. You was just gonna keep staying there till they forced you out." I mean, I get it. I get it. I don't think it's right, but I get it. That has happened too. I've seen that. Squatters. My neighbor tents her home and landlord has issued her a notice. She's still working as front line. I'm telling you. Again, people don't want to hear it, but there's a lot of people ain't nothing wrong. Yep, 8-figure deal. Yeah, Ron, I mean, you post it where you got to post it. Pilots make money, yeah. Georgetown, Texas, that's right. See? I mean, yeah. Listen. The only reason I even know about some of the playing clubs is somebody came and offered it to me because they're like, "Oh, you're a business owner." I know. I'm like, no, I don't want to get in your playing group, but I do want somebody to fly me. Like, let me know where y'all can take me. I'm like, if y'all can take me back and forth to North Carolina to Fayetteville, that's what's up. Or take me back and forth to like smaller places like Nashville or Atlanta. I'm all for it. So that's all I had for y'all. I mean, there's like 422 people on here, but literally the jobs I was saying that you're going to see a spike in, and something you can do is literally social media marketing, helping people build their business and their brands. Right now, if you look on Facebook and YouTube, literally the ads are insane. Like, and I never take the ads off. And people are like, why don't you just take it off? You just take it off. I'm like, no, I want to see it. I want to see what people are marketing. And what I realize is literally, if they get 100 to 300 people a day, emails, I mean, these people are going to make a mill at the end of the year, even in the middle of Rona. I know. Everybody's like, put Rona, Erica, put Rona. And I'm like, I'm telling you, there are going to be a lot of people make $100,000. There's going to be a lot of people make a lot of money coming up. And if you don't pay attention, I mean, I have all kind of people I'm bringing on the show this week to interview. It's all tech this week. But next week, I'll have some other business owners where I just show you like people making 10K a month. And again, it's the more people you help, the better for you. Again, social media marketing, real estate caller, somebody to marketing, sales, credit repair. Again, a lot of these companies hire young people. YouTube assistant. Again, the YouTube, anything internet right now, internet websites, cyber. I mean, again, we can talk about cybersecurity. We can talk about a lot of things. Boats. IG Live is crazy too. Every second there's 100 people going. Listen, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean no disrespect. People love IG because they're like, oh, people are interacting with me, and people are watching it, and people are in here. Yes, yes, yes. But there's no long-term SEO. That's why I do YouTube. I don't understand. To me, I mean, I get it. If you want to feel good about it, you want to watch. Oh, I'm talking to people. Again, that's how you tell people it's quarantine right now. Everybody going live, and I'm like, okay. Do you have a system in place you want to follow? Do you want to like collect people's emails? And this is the thing I struggle with the most, when people just want to be heard. Like, I feel you. I want to be heard too. I want to have a presence online. I get that. But to what benefit? To no money? You want to be a thought leader for free? Stop it. Stop. I mean, if there's something about, there's something to people just wanting to be heard, right? Like I notice all these people jumping on the stimulus conversation, and it's not even because they care about it. It's just because they want to, be heard. They want lots of viewers and lots of numbers. But to me, you don't have to have millions of views to make $1 million. You just don't. So it is adding it soon pro style, but just the ROI returns of web, like to this day, if I could, like, and this is part of why I'm getting the staff, if I could bring on here every day for 35 days, people who have a website and people who have membership sites. Now I'm gonna go somewhere, it's a little dirty, but just bear with me. There are girls who are like, oh, everybody's joining OnlyFans. This is not true. A lot of these young ladies, which I'm using loosely, but again, a lot of these women are figuring out, oh, I can have a membership site, and everybody joins the membership site for like $19, $25, $39 one-time joining fee. There's a lot of people doing that. Only reason I talk about it is because I actually had a client, and she don't care, but I'll never mention her name. She literally has a membership website, and I thought she was joking when she was on the consult call with me, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? What is this filth? Trust me, you have 1,000 lonely bored individuals sign up on a site for $29 in 1 month, even if some of them don't pay next month, or some of them change your card, or you do the math. Some of these ladies are not as dumb as you think they are, and a lot of them, borderline fitness people. So I'm just saying, I ain't telling her business, I'm just saying. My high school cost $20,000 annually. Other schools in my division were $20,000 to $50,000. Once you see other side, there's no going back. There was a waiting list. Listen, when I went to my private school in North Carolina, a doctors association paid for us to learn tennis and golf. They freely gave every year as a tax write-off, the whole association, for every child. It was a lot of Black and Hispanic children in that school, to learn tennis and golf. These schools, I know y'all think, oh my God, the sky is falling. But let me be very clear. There's going to be a lot of micro schools started. A lot of these charter schools started. A lot of these Dr. Umar schools started. And they're going to use the internet. And what they're going to do is raise money. All it takes is if you get 1 or 2 Oprahs, 1 or 2 rappers, 1 or 2 local businessmen. Like Grant Cardone just funded a whole high school's graduation party in a parking lot. And I posted that video because, we're quick to bash him on any other thing. We want to bash Grant Cardone all day. He funded all these kids food, drink, high school party. There you go. Listen, $29 times 15,000 people. That's basically $450,000 a year. Yeah, I know. Again, a lot of people who call me, they have very unique websites, stuff I couldn't even believe. But a lot of them, what they end up wanting me to do is just help them figure out how to invest the money. That's all. But yeah, these private schools are still going to stay that way. Again, you have to understand, like, I'm gonna be careful. There's a company, and I wish I could say their name. They literally said they spent 3 years just going around getting unsecured lines of credit over and over and over again, and just adding construction, adding building, adding real estate to it. Just keep on moving it around, moving the money around. Again, these people gonna keep moving this money around. I know everybody's like, credit's gonna go away. You're not. Oh man, thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate that. I really do. But I just hope you guys understand that, like, if I sit here and go, man, you got 90 days before everything collapses and the bread lines are terrible and everything's horrible. Listen, that wouldn't change your behavior. What only thing that changed your behavior if I came to you and said, look, man, you about to have a heart attack. You got to stop eating meat. Okay, I'll stop. You know, it's life or death pain that really applies to people that make people stop. I can literally say, hey, you guys, unemployment is going to run out in June. You have to go back to work. People are going to be like, no, it's still coming, right? It's just a possibility. So when people are sitting here watching these stimulus videos, I'm telling you right now, I know business owners who are watching them just because they're confused. They're like, what are they doing? What's happening? They're watching the stimulus videos because they don't know either. There you go. Listen, at the place I'm building in Gerald, Texas, we're going to hire 2 security guards, and they're going to rotate daytime and nighttime. We ain't going to have no lot lizards. There will be no lot lizards where my place is at. There'll be no lot lizards. There'll be no tire steerers, no gas can people sucking gas out of trucks. There'll be none of that. Security is for real a long-term job. I'm gonna have them a little building with where they can watch the camera and the films. They're gonna have 2 golf carts. They out there riding around the 18 acres, checking things out. I'm just telling you, it's security. There's a lot of little jobs I can name off that you guys can really make $100,000 a year because companies need people who are loyal and will build with them and grow with them. Straight up. Oh, yeah. Subscriptions. Listen, there was a YouTuber that got kicked off YouTube, and they never explained to her why. They never explained to her what happened. But guess what? She was one of those people who had a subscription website for $9 a month. You get all these freebies, all these tools to help you grow your channel, help you grow your Instagram, help you do all this stuff. Guess what? She had over 100,000 people on that bad boy at one point. Now it whittled down, I think she said down to 10,000 people, but her YouTube channel wasn't even that big. And her subscription list was bigger. So again, when I talk to people, I go, listen, if you don't have an email list, you don't have a business. If you don't have reoccurring revenue, you don't have a business. Again, when I talk to you about going out and partnering with these people and working with these people, working with business owners in real estate and social media marketing. Again, one of the people I'm going to hire next door, all they're going to be doing is daily reaching out to blogs, articles, podcasts, shows, magazines for me to be in there, get interviewed, all that stuff. Again, there's a lot of stuff like I could literally get somebody in here from scratch, make them watch some of the trainings I watched last year, and they just do it every day. And that's how they get paid. Trust me, people do it all the time. I did. I said what I said. Voiceover, voice acting. Yep. It is. Listen, there were several of these male models starting OnlyFans pages. I was like, y'all, Safari even started OnlyFans page. It's ridiculous. I would say my family, it was a trifecta. You know, like just seeing these kids aren't better than you. You're actually smarter than a lot of these kids in this room. Money makes a difference. You can start a business for nothing. People will, I hate to say that like that. Not that people won't work for nothing, but literally like for me right now, if I hire 7 people for $17 an hour, I can handle that. Because by the time in 2 weeks it's time to pay all of them, the amount of outflow. And if you don't believe me, go read the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Go read a lot of these books. Like when you start adding people to your payroll, number one for marketing. Gary V book, Crush It. What do you call the other one? Other than Crush It, it's another one. Somebody put it in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. The other book other than Crush It. So you have this, Gary Vee idea like, yeah, crush it. You're going to be commenting, 2 to 5 times a day on 3 to 5 sites. You're going to be doing this. You're going to do all that and run a business? No, you're not. That's where the social media marketing comes in. That's where Hootsuite, a lot of these things come in. But what's even better is you can hire somebody. If you go look at, there's a girl, I just looked her up, Rachel Hollis, here in Austin, Texas. She's got 1.8 million followers on Instagram. I would have never even known it, y'all. Ever. And she here in Austin. You can literally have You can literally have this huge following. I don't know you. You guys don't know her. Speak to a completely different audience and make a ton of money. And literally, she has like maybe 200 people on staff. Again, every little person you add that's pushing out into the sea of like, hey, this is our brand. Hey, it just grows the company. And that's what people don't understand. People are going to burn themselves out being one man, one woman shows at their house, at their apartments and all stuff. That's why I don't work long term. Long term, every YouTuber you actually really know that does huge numbers, I'm talking about people doing 1 million a month, and it's very common. They have 10 to 18 people. Belief in fatherhood. You're like, oh man, it's so great. He shows videos of his family. You think he uploads videos every day while having 4 kids? No, he's got a team of 9 people. He's finally started showing you behind the scenes of like, here's this person, here's that person, here's this editing person, here's this marketing person. This is how we get TV commercials. This is how we get ads on TV. All private school allowed me to do was not be bullied by other Black kids who are unloved and unkind. And I'm saying that harshly, but trust me, in Fayetteville, you had a lot of kids who are in certain areas where you're like, what happened? What's going on? Why are you so angry? Why are you coming to school fighting every day? You know, I was bullied for a while, and my mom was like, yeah, that's enough of that. We're out of here. You're going to go to private school. And eventually, as you get older, you get taller, you elbow drop people. You know, as you build confidence. And again, it's a confidence thing. It's a self-esteem thing. It's you have to have, if your kid's smart, you cannot have them in the environment where people punish them for being smart. Trust me. You know, you shouldn't be in a class where you take a test every day and they're like, well, we were going to give a curve, but Erica and this other guy made 100 on the test, so we can't do it. I don't know why these teachers thought it was funny to do that, but they did. So you just can't, you have to be in helpful environments. You have to put your kids in the best environments. You need that mobile home? Bam, there you go. If social media, do y'all remember when Facebook and was it Facebook and Instagram shut down for it was like messing up? You couldn't upload things, you couldn't do stuff. People were losing their minds. And I noticed who didn't. People would send out a email to their list. Hey, you guys, there seems to be a glitch on Instagram. See you guys tomorrow. It's a difference. It's a difference. Listen. When men are doing OnlyFans, it's too much. I think there it is. Yeah, jab, right hook. So there has to be a dance with that, right? You can't always ask for money, right? But again, sometimes your audience, you only get one time to get in front of an audience. So, but that's the name of the book, Crushing It and Jab, right hook. Listen, you hear me? Look, listen. When I looked her up, y'all, I was sitting there like, what? In Austin? She's speaking in front of Oprah? What? Listen. And I'm not knocking, but that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm like, if you get, let's just be honest, if you get 4 people on staff and they're reaching out to 1,000 forums and blogs and reporters and magazines and like getting your story out and connecting them and getting you on podcasts and getting you interviewed and creating content and making thumbnails and just doing all the things that those type of staff can do. Do you know how much? I mean, again, there's a lot. Yeah. Pretty much I was. I don't remember Todd Millie, or there's a couple people online. Dang. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Yeah. Yep. I hope all this was helpful to you guys. I hope this was good information. But here's the thing. If I tell you 90 days from now, it's going to be bad, what does that do for you? What does that do for you? Does it change your behavior? Are you guys going to do something better? Are you guys going to all of a sudden get your credit cleaned up? In 90 days, yes, there will be pain. There's always been people unaccounted for in unemployment. But guess what? That's where you get this whole sea of handyman and people picking up junk and cans and trash. Again, if you have an issue there, you should email my staff at again, even that right there. That's why I'm hiring an onboarding person, because people are like, I couldn't do this or that. I'm like, I can't get over there and look at it. Just go buy a truck. Just go buy a truck. But that's really what you guys to understand is part of this next 90 days is where the millionaires are going to be made. If you look on Facebook and you look on Instagram and you see these people running ads, if you see them still running ads in 90 days, they making money. Let me be very clear. You see some of these people, you see them throwing ads out here in this first little round, but you see them 90 days from now, they making money. Sunny is making money. Again, I can sit here, I have a YouTube class, but I don't talk every day on how to make money on YouTube. That's literally what she talks about every day. There's one woman on the internet, she's a 6-figure chick. I'm not bashing her, but she literally talks about how to make money selling courses and products to people. And she's a 6-figure chick. I'm like, of course you are. That's all you talk about is that. I actually try to sit here and motivate and educate and bring facts and bring data. And it's just different. And everybody can't do it and everybody shouldn't do it. So that's all I had to say. But thank God I know how to run. Listen, sometimes it be that way. But anyways, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classic Line Blog. Listen, the best way to prepare to be rich in the next 90 days is to get near somebody with some money or get in the direction where you're going to improve your skills. This week, we will, I mean, let's be really honest. Yes. Do you know how many men's podcasts make money? Football. They're praying. They're praying for football right now. But yes, I'll post somewhere the jobs I'm hiring for at the office in Austin, Texas. Gotta be dedicated. Gotta come in to work. I know everybody's like, but I can work from home remotely. Yeah, after you prove to me for 30 to 45 days, you can do that. After that, you can work from home. So, all right, you guys, this is your girl Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Thank you for being here on this channel. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for letting me bring you great new facts and stuff every night. Later.